Everybody, it's Lasha, and today is, oh gosh, Tuesday, March the 3rd of 2026. And you know me, I'm up really, really early and I go to sleep really, really late. And I've been getting my days and my nights mixed up lately. Lots of changes. So, I just wanted to talk about the different theories that are being discussed around the internet in reference to Charlie Kirk. Um, and bear with me, I'm using the equipment that I have, and I literally just rolled out of bed, okay? But this thought kind of came to me, and I thought, well, I don't want to say conspiracy theories. However, they're more like thought exercises. So, one of the thought exercises is Jesse on Fire believes allegedly that Charlie Kirk's alive. He did an entire series on it. He obviously worked very, very hard. Interesting theory. And the thing that did it for Jesse was that why that Eric cannot want anybody to know where Charlie Kirk's body is. I think if they had made or let people know where his gravesite was, people would have gone to visit the gravesite. So then on the other hand, he had two children. And aside from what everybody's saying about Erica Kirk, what do we know about Charlie Kirk? So Jesse on Fire thinks he's alive. Candace Owens is kind of going down the route that I believed from the beginning that it was a high CIA op. And, one of my questions was they could have gotten rid of Charlie, oh, as it were, allegedly, without apparently being shot and using a pansy like Tyler Robinson. Okay, so Jesse on Fire, Theory One, Charlie Kirk's alive. Candace Owens is kind of um, on the even against Donald Trump now. Hi, everybody. My eyes are really bad. Then there's this other guy, Coach Colin, and he's kind of on the side of Candace. But then he was playing some footage from another channel, and I'll show it to you. And this guy is saying that Charlie Kirk allegedly wasn't the nice guy and that he had a handler. Do you remember that movie? Good Will Hunting. It's really, really old. It's as old as me. Um, and it has it's as old as me. It's with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Robin Williams. And Matt Damon is a very gifted mathematician. And this guy is saying, and Candace Owens is also brilliant. I don't think there's ever been a stronger conservative voice than Candace Owens. So I was looking at some old footage of Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk talking, and it's from 6 years ago. And I found it really interesting. So you watch it and tell me what you think. Do you think that Charlie Kirk was Candace's handler? Because remember, they were talking about, Candace was talking about the text messages about David and Goliath. And then somebody said, well, it should have been you and all of this. Well, I don't know. So I always conduct lives, and if you missed it, no problem. Watch it from the beginning. So here's Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens 6 years ago debating. It's really interesting, actually. You're Black, I believe in you. We can do it without government handouts. This is why we need to embrace conservative principles. This is how liberal principles and policies have failed us in the past 6 years. I believe in you. We can do this as a community. And their faces over time are just like, why did I hate this person? That's right. My favorite moment is because some students are programmed, almost it's rehearsed by their professors to hate us. And so they come in. What? UCLA, I'll never forget this. Candace, you said, I believe in you as a group of Black students. I believe in you. I think you can succeed without government. I think you can all be rich and wealthy. And one of the students essentially got up to the microphone and was like, stop believing in me. Essentially, no. No, I'm actually like trying to make your life better. Like, no, stop it. I don't want to be a victim. Right. The absurdity of resistance, of empowerment. The left isn't a number on confidence, and that's what I say in the Black community. The worst thing that they've done to the Black community is they stripped away our sense of self-confidence. Yes. And there was a sense of self-confidence. I speak about my grandfather all the time growing up on a sharecropping farm, and he did it, man. Like, he did it from start to finish. He segregated. What he did, your PragerU video talked about. Right. Yes. He never talked about racism. He never said I can't do something because I'm Black. He never said that society was stopping him. He just kept his head down and he worked his entire life, and he had conservative principles. He married my grandmother. He stayed married to her until her dying day in 2013. And that was the example that I had in my life. And now we have these kids who have lived through nothing. No, they have no idea what's right. They can't do anything. Of course not. My skin's Black. I'm a woman. I'm gay. I'm lesbian. I can't do anything in this society. And the left has programmed them with all of these excuses. And it's actually those excuses that are cancerous to their progress. That's right. And for the audience to understand this, Candace has been the most effective voice at challenging the victimhood narrative. Because the way, unfortunately, the pyramid exists, I, as a white Christian male that's straight and grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, I'm not allowed to talk about this stuff. I mean, obviously I am, but they don't take it seriously. But as a Black female who used to be a liberal that grew up in poverty and went through tremendous amount of adversity in her life, all of a sudden they can't discredit you. Right. And when they do, they look like Looney Tunes. And they are Looney Tunes. That's exactly right. And I'm being very nice by the term Looney Tune, by the way. I'm watching you, Democrat Socialists of America, doing your opposition research. I'm watching you. But you're so effective at it because if they dare challenge you and they come on a college campus and they say, Candace, I'm super oppressed. You could basically say, okay, if we want to have the oppression Olympics, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. Gold medal, triathlete. Don't do it. You're the Jesse Owens of oppression Olympics. Yes. So Candace Owens. Right? There you go. Yes, I am. And I'm telling you, they don't want to play that game with me. And so, but the media then tries to effectively combat that by just smearing me so they won't even get it. Did you notice that he really complimented her and tried to stroke her ego? And she kind of, well, she didn't kind of. She stayed on point on the topic. Have you ever seen this debate between Charlie Kirk with Candace Owens? Oh, this was just unbelievable. This was a year ago. Good. All right, so I'll start off with my credentials since apparently they matter. Oh, definitely matter. I'm an 8-year military veteran. I'm a college student. I'm a Black woman, and I believe that white privilege must exist. So we're going to start with that. Thank you for your service. The reason why white privilege exists is because you guys refuse to acknowledge the history that put people in this position. You want to tell me that white privilege doesn't exist when white people have the upper hand for 250 years to develop generational wealth, and that Black people didn't get the right to vote until the 60s, and you're going to tell me that white privilege doesn't exist? So, that sounds like it. First of all,
Because you did. People, can we just be like African Americans or something? Why are we just black city? How would you like it said? What makes you feel better on the inside? Really, anything else other than what you're saying. I'll say how you want anything else. How you need it. Tell me what makes you feel. Literally anything else other than what you're saying.
I'll never understand why people are so combative, but at any rate, listen to this. Listen to this. Okay.
For how many years was he in black and 44 white presidents? In 44 white presidents? 97% white male Congress. So you're actually the reason why people like us can't do well because they sold to your oppression and you bought it. Blacks were doing better under the Jim Crow. You acknowledge the oppression of other people. We can heal from it. No, we want to ignore it. We won't have anything happen. That's not how this works. Dialogue and acknowledging things doesn't make us suddenly rich. So there's a question I do want to ask, which I can't seem to get an answer. What can she not do in America that a white person can do?
Okay, so anyways, so those are the videos. Those are the videos. And I'm sorry, but Erica Kirk was a plant. So the theories are this. The theories are this. Jesse on Fire thinks that Charlie Kirk is still alive. I would highly recommend watching his content. Candace Owens is sort of down the rabbit hole of Charlie Kirk was betrayed by people close to him, and she does feel that she didn't quite say it, but she used to be for Trump, and now she's not. And you see, Turning Point USA is to me, in my opinion, as a Canadian and somebody who does attend church, and I do attend Bible study. TPUSA is very culty to myself. It's culty. And the other thing that people are saying, and I've thought about this myself, Charlie Kirk never exposed the fact that he was a gifted student. And the reason I brought up Goodwill Hunting at the beginning is because they do have handlers when people are that smart. When, you know, it's like the vice president's daughter always has a detail. So Charlie Kirk very well could have been a genius. He never shared that with anybody, but that is why he didn't need school. And Candace Owens is so brilliant. And she went to college. I don't know. What do you think the theories are? Do you think Charlie's alive based on Jesse on Fire's series? Do you think that it was a betrayal by the government or a foreign entity like Candace Owens believed? And that's what I believed from the beginning. I thought it was Donald Trump for sure. But then I always thought to myself, if the government wanted him to die, why not poison him? Or, I mean, there's so many ways that that these huge corporations do have handlers and they do unalive people. But my question is, what is the purpose? Because since Charlie has passed away, Turning Point USA will never be the same. There's something seriously wrong with Erica Kirk. There's something seriously wrong with Erica Kirk. And to me, I also watched a video of Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk together online, and they just seem like a very odd couple. They reminded me of Serena Joy Waterford and Fred from The Handmaid's Tale, right? So, anyways, I don't know what your theories are. And on this channel, I said we are on the not I said I used a different word than verge, but it was I think it was 5 days ago. I conducted a live and I said something drastic is going to change. We're on the not precipitous. That's a good thing. Anyways, we're on the verge of World War III, and did usually when wars are planned, they're planned ahead of time. So I wonder if this has been planned and if they used the death of Charlie Kirk as a distraction. You don't know what the government does. If you've ever read Andrew Gould's book, The Psychology of Secrets, it's pretty amazing how cults stick together. And you don't know who to trust, and it to me it's almost like adults fighting on TV. It's like YouTube is turning into reality TV. However, there are such good channels like Lionel's Nation. Have you ever seen Lionel's Nation before? Lionel's Nation is great. I don't know much, but I know this. Lionel's Nation.
Sure, here are some videos.
All right. So Lionel's Nation loves Candace Owens. Okay, so listen to what he says about Candace Owens. He's great.
If you want to see visible
Oh,
results
sorry.
Monday, March 2nd.
Commercial. Sorry about that.
Women over 45.
All right.
My brothers and sisters.
I love it.
Truth.
Wait.
Fellow members of the conspiracy.
You know what he always says? He always says, you know what he said? And I said this, and my channels are really teeny, teeny, tiny. But I say things, and then these really large channels will say the same things that I do. And then I think, gosh darn it, I said that. Oh, wait, I have to like this video. I always do that. Wait, there we go. Okay. So Lionel was talking about Megyn Kelly. And I said, what in the heck is happening to Megyn Kelly? She just isn't the same as she used to be. And she said, Lionel said, when he says, hello, my brothers and sisters, he says, why is it that everybody always says, hi, guys? Hi, guys. Look at me. I'm pretty. He's absolutely hilarious. So, this is his take on Lionel's Nation's take on Candace Owens. And it's interesting because it seems like most content nowadays is about, depending on what feed you're on, the feed that I'm on. But you know what's interesting? I have 527, I was going to say prescriptions, subscriptions. I'm a subscriber to 527 channels, but I always run in to everybody talking about Charlie Kirk. So this is Lionel. And I said there's something wrong with Megyn Kelly. She's like on the borderline of mainstream media, and she's trying to stay on YouTube. And Maureen Callahan is completely outshining her right now. And I bet you they have a falling out. All right, here we go. This is what Lionel says. I love him. I just rolled out of bed, by the way.
Praetorium, I bid you a hearty hello and high o silver and give you the holy word of truth. Now, I want to start off by saying this very, very clearly. As you may or may not know, what is going to happen next regarding the plight and the travails of one Candace Owens and you and me, but maybe you by in derivative steps.
Sorry, I'm holding the phone. My stand is over there.
They're going berserk because she is rising to the top, Candace, with a power and an influence that's ungodly. Nobody ever saw this coming. It's almost immediately.
Yeah.
Thanks to Erica.
Yeah.
By virtue of her insanity, and I use that term, she's not insane, but through her performative lunacy, whatever you want to call this, all of a sudden it turned and shifted to Candace. And when all these new people came in to listen to her, they listened to all of her other particular thoughts and positions and the like. Erica brought people in. That's why Erica is going to be shut down, closed down, forced into retirement. Before you know it, one day you're just not going to see
her again. No, I agree.
And she'll be, I hope taking care of her kids and doing whatever she has to do, but she clearly cannot handle.
The other thing that I find fascinating is I truly believe that Donald Trump set Erica and Charlie up. That's what I believe. And today, Candace Owens said on her show, I don't want to paraphrase because I don't remember her exact words, but basically the message is this administration is just rotten to the core. Both parties are rotten to the core. To me, in the US, and my friend Liam and I used to discuss this, we always thought that the Republicans and the Democrats worked together and it's just a show because we now know through the Epstein files there's been a conscious shift and a spiritual change and a spiritual shift since COVID. And that's a whole other video. I just wanted to introduce you to the theories that I've heard from Jesse on Fire, Candace Owens, Lionel's Nation, and Sean Atwood. And it was interesting to watch Charlie and Candace debating, 6 years ago. Very interesting. And the one video, the last one that I showed you from my phone to my television with Candace and Charlie, the video said a year ago, so I don't know if it was uploaded a year ago or if it was a year ago. So, anyways, it is 6:35 on Tuesday, March the 3rd of 2026. And for those of you that know me, if you know me, do you remember where I was this time last year? Remember? Sophie passed away, and I've waited a year and a month to get a doggy. And I really hope that this works out. If this it's a website I found and it's called uh Pit Bull Puppies. Actually, I should post it on my channel because I can't figure out if it's a scam or not. Because he sends me videos of the dog and everything like that, and there's reviews, but it's an e-transfer. And how do they get dogs from Texas to Canada? I don't understand it. And he hasn't given me the papers for the dog yet. Oh, my friend just messaged me. Okay, I better go. So, I unwrapped a lot, wanted to share some of my favorite channels with you. And okay, and that is a wrap. So have a good day. And as Maureen Callahan says, let's go because the morning does set the tone. Don't forget to say your prayers. Don't forget to be thankful that you woke up. Be thankful that you have coffee to drink. Be thankful that you have a roof over your head. Be thankful that you have a job. And if you don't have a job and you're collecting disability or something like that, be grateful for that. Um, don't hang on to the past. There's no healing factor in hanging on to the past, especially in your 50s. Because when you're in your 20s, you think in all 30s, you think you know it all. 40s, you think you know it all. 50s, you think you know it all. 60, you probably think you know it all. However, I hang around, and not hang around, I have many friends that are over the age of 77. And those are the most positive friendships that I have in my life. Why am I sharing that with you? Because you've taken the time to listen and participate and comment, and I really appreciate it. Um, this channel started as a non-donation charity for reasons that you can find on the channel. I had a medical malpractice, and Virginia Giuffre is my hero because she brought down a prince, and I can't even bring down a surgeon who left me in a wheelchair for a year because he didn't say that he made a mistake because he wanted to keep his job. Anyways, I digress. I digress. The Charlie Kirk theories, Jesse on fire, he's still alive, Candace Owens, it was a CIA inside kind of this administration job. What's the other one? Oh, oh, that Charlie Kirk was Candace's handler and was grooming Candace, but she couldn't be controlled because TPUSA is like a cult, and his name is Coach Colin, and he presented this gentleman's video, and I think it was Wolf. So if you're interested in that type of thing, that's where I found a lot of information about the different theories. So, anyways, literally, I rolled out of bed. I'm going to leave. I wish you a wonderful day. You know, I always do impromptu videos when the spirit moves me, when I have something to say. And I'll post the website on the community page. And if anybody has any good computer skills or digging into scams, I would be so appreciative if you could look into it, honestly. Oh, maybe I have some pictures. One second. Can I bring pictures up? Uh, no. Shoot. I'm always able to do it when Trevor's here. Oh, lighting on. Ooh, okay, I better go. I have to get ready and go to work. So long, farewell. Okay, bye everybody.